automatic. Did you think what happened next? Oh, what could it ever be? So it's time to get away. It's time to get away from you. Next time, let's talk about it. Or maybe start again. To think I used to pity you. To think I used to pity you. It's true. To think I used to pity you. To think I used to talk to you. It's true. Next time we can talk about it. Or even start again. I couldn't tell you what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? I knew you were low, man. But the truth is, I was shocked. Never lie. Kids. Hey, buddy, what? Kids never lie.
Brooklyn, we go hard. We on the look for the advantage. We work hard, and if we seem to wrap it up a bit, we broke, but we rich at heart. Pull ourselves up, now we won't joke. It's our time for the lies on us. War time to make me sick. Do your heart and run away with it. Smile in your face, and I'm on your back. Talk with the strength they lie. So if you know another way, you can look the other way. You know another way. Tell them so right to their face. I pay for what's called eccentricity in my wish to evolve. I hear them all say that I got heart, but not everything that it takes. Take my mind, but not my soul. Tell you I got fire, I won't sell it for no payroll. Let them hold me.
Eastern Conference time for the traveling Atlanta Hawks today. We're in Toronto for some Raptors basketball. The home crowd is ready to go. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan.
Kyle Korver.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the court for Atlanta, Teague and Korver are the guards. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. And it's Bazemore in the three. And one thing about DeMar DeRozan, such sweet mid-range jump shooting accuracy. It was his bread and butter in college, and Greg, the same here in the pros.
And he gets tremendous lift going up, really squares himself to the rim and releases it quickly. Almost an impossible shot to defend.
So it's the Hawks now. After the Raptors pick up two. Passes to Horford. Three-pointer.
Al Horford.
Another three for Atlanta.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
It's DeRozan with the drive.
DeMar DeRozan.
And check out the bounce.
Oh, bounce to the ounce. Clark, how about that?
Yeah.
All right,
You
showing
said
him
it,
off
Kevin.
right there. Good move.
You said it, my man. He's a highlight reel waiting to happen.
Kyle Korver.
Korver, good.
4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100%. Can't do better than that.
Carroll dishes to Valanciunas. Lowry inside the line. DeRozan passes to Patterson. 5 to shoot. The shot by Carroll, no good.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
Paul Millsap.
Good.
Assisted by
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
Now here's Lowry. Raptors moving the ball around. Lets it go from deep. Horford with the rebound.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Kyle Korver.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Carroll with it. He's picked up by Millsap. And Valanciunas kicks to Lowry. Back to Valanciunas. And stolen by Horford. There's the one to the hoop. And the slam dunk by Bazemore.
And really, these teams don't even look like they belong on the same court today.
I don't think they do based on what we've seen. A double-digit lead, and we're still in the first. Ouch. That's painful.
Kyle Lowry.
Count that one. Lowry's got his first points of the game.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
T kicks to Millsap. And the slam dunk by Bazemore.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
Okay, man, put your hands
So, timeout call here, the first for Toronto. And he is the biggest body at 6'8", Clark, but Paul Millsap very effective.
And part of his being underrated and underestimated, I think, is due to that size. Folks are finally starting to come around. That kind of production he's put up will make that happen.
Diablo's checked in for Patterson. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
And Millsap with over a 7-foot wingspan and also just a great nose for the ball. He gets you rebounds, blocks, and he leads all power forwards in steals pretty much every season. And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Horford goes in. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And speaking of Millsap's defense, I mean, he can switch out and cover perimeter players as well. His smaller stature gives him that versatility, but then the long wingspan allows him to still bang with the biggies.
Atlanta making a switch here. Schroeder's checked in. Horford dishes to Bazemore. Horford the pass to Bazemore. Korver kicks to Millsap. Shoots the 3. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Man, they are doing some damage from deep.
Which is the main reason, partner, they're sitting on this big lead.
with the basket.
Awesome shooting so far.
Atlanta leading by 11. Korver gets a wide open look.
Kyle Korver.
In Atlanta again with the bucket.
Al Horford.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Back to Lowry. Carroll, no one around him. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. And stolen by Horford. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. Here's Korver for three. Atlanta gets it back. Horford high post. It's stolen by Valanciunas. It's DeRozan with the drive. Millsap with the steal. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And the slam dunk by Bazemore.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Back to Horford. Pass to Millsap. Outside Korver. Shot clock at 6. Millsap pass to Horford. That's good. Horford's got 5 now.
Toronto with the timeout.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And, guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense, too.
I want everyone here.
Toronto calls timeout.
Cheer on your dance band.
What a season for Al Horford last year. Such a great display from him and his team as he led the Hawks to the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
And for all the team accomplishments the Hawks had, Horford was able to hit some of his own milestones as well. Had his first career triple-double last season.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Ross comes in for DeMar Carroll, and it's Powell in for DeMar DeRozan. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Splitter is checked in for Horford. Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Thabo Sefolosha is checked in for Kent Bazemore. Hardaway is subbed in for Kyle Korver. Scott can't get it to go.
Horford was really a cog in all aspects of the Hawks last season. I mean, a major cog. Just a consistent presence inside with his 15 points and 7 boards a game.
Powell kicks to Ross. Biombo. No good off the front iron.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
Scott kicks to Hardaway. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. And the Hawks lead by 17.
And for Horford last year, the numbers were down a bit, but that wasn't due to his play. I think the Hawks were just a more balanced team, and he could obviously put up bigger numbers if he wanted to, but by playing within the system, I think it allowed Atlanta to reach its true potential over the course of the regular season.
Mike Scott.
Scott with the ball. Lowry picks him up. That's good.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes them both happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
The Hawks leading by 14. Schroeder passes to Sefolosha. Scott dishes to Schroeder. Kicks it to Hardaway. Here's Sefolosha. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Hawks lead by 14. And we're in the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Atlanta.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
This is how the floor looks for the Hawks starting the second quarter. Teague and Korver are the guards. Chris Humphries is out there with Paul Millsap. And it's Cephalosha in at the 3, the small forward. Horford kicks to Humphries. And stolen by Scola.
Kyle Korver.
He had a nice open look right there. 20 points in the game for Kyle Korver. Certainly the biggest surprise last year, Clark was the player of the Atlanta Hawks. Few would have picked them to win the East at the start of the season.
Well, they did it, and they earned it. The Hawks didn't have any superstars on their roster, but they won with solid team play.
DeMarre Carroll.
DeMarre Carroll's checked in for the Raptors. Humphries with the steal. Here's Teague. The pass to Millsap. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Horford. And stolen by Scola. Pass to Patterson. He feeds it to DeRozan. Carroll kicks to Joseph. The Raptors rebound. And so the ball out of bounds. Scola touched it last.
Atlanta ball.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
The Hawks leading by 17. Outside Korver. Horford has a wide open look.
Al Horford.
Another 3 for Atlanta.
Toronto with the timeout.
And for the Hawks, they did end up with 4 All-Stars last season. As you said, it was all about how they worked together as a team.
I want everyone here in the
Toronto calls timeout.
Cheer on your dance band.
And you know, around the NBA, the league recognized the Hawks were a complete team. Everybody played their role superbly. The NBA named all 5 of their starters the player of the week last year in an unprecedented move.
Jonas Valanciunas.
He's checked in for Scola.
Bismarck
Biyombo checks in for Patrick Patterson. Powell is checked in for DeMarre Carroll. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Corey Joseph. Offensive rebound. Here's Powell. Out left to the wing. And Lowry gets it to go.
The Hawks
A
call
wide
timeout.
open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
And now the first time out called here for the Hawks.
Ken Bazemore.
And guys, Bismack Biyombo, he got into a groove at the end of last season. After Al Jefferson went down, remember the month of April, he averaged nearly 9 rebounds a game, 2.5 blocks. He was all over the floor.
Yeah, and that's Bismack. I mean, he's that guy. He
That's
cleans
his
the
first
glass for you,
personal foul.
intimidates shooters in the lane. He's not all the way consistent yet, but he's shown steady improvement.
Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. T. Good work defensively by Lowry. From deep. They get it again.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
It's tipped. Millsap passes to Korver. Back to Millsap. And the jumper is on the mark.
Millsap.
Talking about Bismack Biyombo, he entered the league as an extremely raw prospect, was the 7th pick in 2011. His shot and general awareness were the biggest concerns, but last season he shot over 60% from the floor. The 2 seasons before that was only 45%.
Here's DeRozan after the basket by Atlanta. And Valanciunas kicks to Lowry. Dishes it to DeRozan. From 13, Takes a three. Raptors get it back. Lowry from outside. Great D that time from T.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
For three.
And getting back to Biyombo for a moment, he has the potential for a breakout year. I mean, all the physical tools he's won. He's seen enough of the game. He's worked on those skills. Now it's time to just put it all together and become the player his potential dictates.
Jeff T.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
4 on the shot clock. The shot by Powell, no good. Shoots the three. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Kyle Korver.
Coming onto the floor for the Hawks, Dennis Schroeder.
Toronto's gotten into trouble with the three ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. Biyombo, the pass to DeRozan. The feed to Powell. Lowry kicks to Powell. Toronto working the ball around now. And the Raptors miss again.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall. And guys, you hear about how the Hawks are jokingly referred to as the Spurs of the East. It has to do with their coach, Mike Budenholzer, who's really brought that philosophy here to Atlanta.
To the paint.
Hawks foul.
Now here's Biyombo. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. And the Raptors with some changes. Patterson comes in for Jonas Valanciunas. And Terrence Ross is subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Splitters checked in for Horford. Mike Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Thabo Sefolosha is checked in for Kent Bazemore. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Jeff T.
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
On for Coach Budenholzer, Greg, he did spend 19 years with the Spurs, so it makes a lot of sense. Clarkie won 4 titles during his time here in San Antonio.
Well, Kevin, you can really see how he's adapted and brought the motion offense over to this team, and it's worked well for the Hawks.
And the Raptors making a change here. Joseph's checked in. Scott dishes to Hardaway. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And Mike Scott, a former second-round draft pick who has carved out a role here in the NBA the last 2 seasons. He was a major contributor off the bench.
Yeah, he's a bit of a tweener, you know, not big enough to maintain position down low on a consistent basis and not quick enough to really be a 3-man or small forward, but what he can do is get to the basket, rebound okay, and knock down the deep shot.
Terrence Ross for 3.
Ross, that's good.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
Sefolosha's shot is good.
Looks like he took that last 3 a little personal.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, Greg. You saw it in his eyes. I mean, heck, that was a payback shot right there. I don't think there's any doubt.
And getting back to Mike Scott, his 3-point percentage and attempts have been each year he's been in the league. With a high, quick release, he's capable of making tough shots with a hand in his face in a way other players simply can't.
And the Raptors making a change here. Carroll's checked in.
Hawks foul.
A costly foul there. He'll shoot 3 free throws.
That's his first personal foul.
You know, guys, we were talking about Scott shooting from downtown, but he can also score from mid-range, pick and pop off the dribble. When he's able to square his shoulders, he's deadly. I mean, he's a versatile big guy with a nice shooting touch.
Terrence Ross, an explosive young player who can really put on a show. Clark jaw-dropping, highlight reel dunks are his specialty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Tremendous athlete, great bounce and elevation and creativity. Won the slam dunk contest as a rookie.
Corey Joseph for 2.
And that one's good. Atlanta leading by 19. Here's Hardaway.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half. And back to Terrence Ross. Sometimes the show he puts on is of the scoring variety. He threw in 51 against the Clippers 2 seasons ago. Great lift and form on his shot.
Atlanta's gone 4-7 on three-point shots in the second quarter. Scott can't get it to go. Raptors trailed by 21. Ross kicks to Carroll. Feeds to Ross. There's the dish to Joseph. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
That's his second
The
personal
Raptors
foul.
shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
Look back a season ago.
Terrence
They did a
Ross.
solid job at the line. About
At the line for
79%
2.
of their free throws.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
To the inside. Excellent D there for Scola.
And he
I want everyone here in the Air Canada Center to
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Nice game. Great performance by Kyle Korver.
and his play in that first half. How about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight.
Check out the game for Korver. He has 23 points. And talk about the three ball for him. Wow. Unbelievable from long distance.
Clark, there have been some fireworks from deep today. Boy, he is just dangerous out there.
Paul Millsap.
The star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Jamari Carroll is out there with Bismack Biyombo. And it's Valanciunas in at the center filling out the middle. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Horford the pass to Bazemore. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. That shot wide open. Teague's got his second basket of the game.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop chop there with that one hand tomahawk slam?
And DeRozan, here we go. Good work defensively by Millsap. Bazemore dishes to Millsap. The three from Korver. He's still on. Now he is 9 of 10.
Toronto with the
That
timeout.
would be 4 in a row for him now as they have come racing out of the gate to start this second half.
And Paul Millsap, guys, the only player to lead the NCAA in rebounding 3 straight seasons back in college. A former second-round pick was kind of slept on, but now clearly making his mark in the NBA.
And the Raptors call time here. Greg, you were talking about Millsap's ferocious rebounding. He battles inside, but Clark, he is so skilled.
Yeah, he's just really a good all-around basketball player. He can pass, handle, step out, hit the three. Very, very versatile. He makes an impact on the game a lot of ways.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. That ball is nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 6 assists in the game.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. And though he's been working on his offensive skills, defense and rebounding are Valanciunas' bread and butter. That was the case with him when he was playing in Lithuania, Clark, and it's the case now.
It still sure is the case. I mean, it's hard to find a guy with his combination of size, athleticism, and fluidity. Just a tad over-aggressive at times, but I'd rather have to turn a guy down than to turn him up.
A shot by Lowry. Wide open. DeRozan. Atlanta with the rebound. Horford's got his 5th rebound in this one. Korver with it. Lowry picks him up. Bazemore gets the bucket. Bazemore's got 10 points in the game.
And watching Valanciunas rebound, it's clear he has all the tools. Great anticipation, really looks to box out. Strong vertical, might just need to add some strength to become a perennial 10-rebound-a-game guy.
Millsap kicks to Korver. And stolen by Biyombo. Passes to Lowry. Millsap with the steal. Horford high post. Second shot opportunity.
Al Horford.
Connects. The jumper drops. He's got 12. The Raptors have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half.
Atlanta foul call.
And for Valanciunas, he's been working on his defensive consistency. Last year, he actually increased his blocks per game while lowering his fouls per game. That's a big step forward in his development.
2 shots.
And what you have to like out of Valanciunas last season, improved efficiency. The game really, Clark, seemed to slow down for him.
Yeah, he entered the league a little green. I mean, would make a lot of mistakes, but had excellent tools. So with enthusiasm and hard work, you knew it was just a matter of time with him.
Scott the pass to Bazemore. Teague kicks it to Bazemore. On the wing, Korver. Shot clock at 6.
Raptors
Millsap.
DeMare.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
At the line for the Raptors.
And for Valanciunas last year, his offensive production was similar to the year before, but he cut down on his turnovers. He also raised his shooting percentage to a career-high 57%, and that, my friends, is improved efficiency.
Patterson, he's checked in for DeMare Carroll. And a change for the Hawks. Schroeder's checked in.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
And this has been a comedy of errors. I mean, you can just add another one to the list.
And the Raptors with some changes. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Joseph in for DeMar DeRozan.
You know, talking about Valanciunas, the light clearly went on last season. He was more assertive, refined his postgame. The next step is to extend his shooting range so he can help space the floor on offense.
Outside Millsap. The three from Korver. Toronto's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Pass to Scola. Lowry dishes to Scola. Powell, the pass to Joseph. Lowry inside the line. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Lowry's got 7 now in this quarter. And there's the ball on Kyle Lowry. That is his first foul of the game. Ross is checked in for Kyle Lowry. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Splitter is checked in for Scott. Humphries comes in for Paul Millsap. Thabo Cephalosha is checked in for Kent Bazemore. Hardaway is subbed in for Kyle Korver.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges. And Toronto had a strong season against the East last year. They would end up with 33 wins against their own conference and earn that 4 seed in the East.
And it's the Raptors ball. They've got an 8-0 run. Ross kicks to Powell. For 3. The shot is off. So the Hawks will take it the other way. And the Raptors did play the other East teams well. Went 500 against the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff teams too.
And despite that, we know the Raptors had a disappointing playoff run to end the year, but I thought they still showed that they are a power in the East by having another strong season against the conference.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Hardaway for 3. Here's the Raptors with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Kicks it to Powell. Patterson dishes to Powell. Ross with a wide open look. No good with the triple. The Hawks leading by 17. Here's Splitter. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Wow, that's a really... smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
It's tipped. That's a 2 from Cephalosha. He trains the quick shot. Cephalosha's got 5 now. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Hawks.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
And Joseph kicks to Ross. Lets it go with the 3. And Splitter pulls it down. Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Cephalosha kicks it over to Schroeder. Splitter passes to Hardaway. He dishes it to Humphries. And stolen by Patterson. It's deflected. Cephalosha with the steal. Here's Humphries. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Hawks ahead, running away with it. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. On the court for Atlanta, Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Teague and Korver are the guards. And it's Bazemore at the small forward. The Raptors shooting at 44%. Pretty reasonable.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Assist goes to
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
And it's out of bounds to the Hawks as Atlanta retains possession. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
Toronto ball.
It's DeRozan with the drive. Rebounded by the Hawks. Millsap's got his 6th rebound on the night. Teague at the elbow. He kicks to Millsap. Pulls up from the corner. And there's Korver on the assist by Millsap. And that's 28 points in the game for Kyle Korver. And the pass to Patterson. And DeRozan kicks to Carroll. Back to DeRozan. It's tipped. Millsap with the steal. Here's Bazemore. Good work defensively by Lowry.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
Three-pointer. And the Raptors miss again. The Hawks have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. And Bazemore kicks to Teague. The 3. And Kyle Korver gets the 3. Korver's got 5 points now this quarter. Patterson. Rejected by Millsap. They get it back to the right side. Three-pointer, Lowry.
+8. In the rebound differential, one more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Millsap dishes to Korver. Teague with a clean look. Off target with his 3. DeRozan with it. Now defended by Korver. Back to Lowry. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. They need this one. Lowry can't get that one to fall.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Millsap has the open look. Drains it from 17 feet out. Millsap's got 10 points in just the second half. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's foul number 2 for him.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Biombo, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Thompson comes in for Patrick Patterson. And it's Wright in for Kyle Lowry.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
DeRozan passes to Thompson. Carroll kicks to DeRozan. Thompson outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And again, no good by Toronto.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
Here's DeRozan. But they'll get another chance.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball.
Teague against Carroll. And it's Wright sending it back. Oh, and here comes Carroll all alone. Thompson dishes to DeRozan. Pass to Carroll. Back to DeRozan. Right wing. A wide open look here for Wright. Triple from the wing.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
He feeds it to Carroll. This one for three. And Wright gets it to go on the assist from DeRozan. Wright's got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for Toronto. Millsap kicks to Muscala. And it's out of bounds. Touched by DeRozan.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Thompson. Terrence Ross comes in for DeMar Carroll. Powell, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Joseph Hill for Wright.
Certainly that shot well within his range.
I would hope so.
And especially when he caps it off with the steady one-hand jam.
Count the
Tim
bucket.
Hardaway Jr.
Toronto's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Biombo, the pass to Joseph. Scola dishes to Powell. For three, Ross. Atlanta's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Hardaway for three.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Another 3 for Atlanta.
For 3.
The Raptors shooting not great, 40% for the game. And Joseph kicks to Powell. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Norman!
Right now, the defense needs to do a better job of closing out on this guy. He's heating up from outside.
Tim Hardaway
That one
Jr.
was solid. There's a big difference in the field goal percentages between these two teams here in the second half.
And, Greg, that difference has come about because we've got one team moving crisply, getting good shots, and the other is just kind of stagnant.
Hardaway for three. Toronto grabs the miss. From deep. Kirk Heinrich with the rebound. Atlanta's gotten 8 shots off from three-point land and hit half of them.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here.
Joseph for 2.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Korver. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Ross kicks to Joseph. Toronto working the ball around now.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounceability.
Dishes to Heinrich.
Out of bounds!
And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Atlanta making some changes. Splitter comes in for Al Horford. And Chris Humphrey subbed in for Mike Muscala. The feed to Powell. Joseph dishes to Scola. With the shot. Offensive rebound. Humphreys the pass to Heinrich. Back to Humphreys. Hardaway kicks to Splitter. Feeds it to Sefolosha. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Howard. No good. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. A resounding...